Hey y'all, how's it going? I don't have my tripod yet, but it's been on my heart to start a vlog. So here I am. Hey, my name is Angela Cherubin, and this is my vlog. Welcome to my vlog. Cue the music. Hey. All right. Okay. Cool. So why am I starting a vlog? What? For what? Why am I doing this? Well, there has been like this huge like burden on my heart, and I constantly like keep, okay, I probably shouldn't talk like that so that people don't actually get offended. Whatever. Um but I don't have my tripod yet, so I'm probably going to be like all over the place. But yeah, so I have this burden on my heart, and I just really feel as though I need to share my story with you guys and some other tips and things that the Lord has impressed on my heart to share with the world. So here I am sharing my story and more. Okay, and scene. No, but seriously, I am naming this video Invisible Girl No More. If I take my time and use my words, you'd probably be able to understand me. But but Invisible Girl No More, like what does that mean? And oh my gosh, what do you felt invisible? Absolutely. So, some of you have already heard my story, and some of you, like my friends and those who are close to me, already know. But I have struggled with, always feeling neglected, with neglectful abuse, I guess. And, people don't usually pay too much attention to neglect because it's not that big of a deal. So they say because it's not sexual abuse or physical abuse or verbal abuse, and those are the abuses, I guess I should say, that are usually highlighted, but not neglect, unless it's like, child neglect, but not so much, not really. But what does it mean? And how did I, or why did I feel that way? So, a little bit about me, to be transparent, a little bit about me. I grew up in a household of seven, eight, my two parents, my three brothers, so that's five, my sister six, myself seven, so seven. Oh, and then my grandmother eight. So yes, I was correct, a household of eight. And I am the baby of my family, and my closest sibling is a boy, and he is 4 years older than me. So we were kind of close, but not really. So you can only imagine how distant I felt from like my siblings and my parents, who just working, hustling, trying to make ends meet, trying to tame a household of eight people. My other siblings are 9 years older than me and 11 years older than me, so yes, they do not have time to sit there and hang out with this little girl. And so majority of my time I would watch shows like Full House, Moesha, the the Cosby Show, Family Matters, and stuff like that. And one thing that I noticed is that I always admired the family dynamics. Like whenever there was something wrong, or whenever they were fighting, or like whatever was going on, they always spoke to each other and say, "Hey, this is what happened. I don't like that you did this," and blah blah. So needless to say, there are a couple of times, and I would try to do that with my family, like, "Hey, you guys hurt my feelings, or you guys don't love me," and nah, they would laugh or look at me like, "Girl, if you don't get you," yeah. So, so that's what it was like for me, growing up, and so I just became a extrovert. Like, I mean, I'm naturally an extrovert, yes. But I just felt so invisible. Like I felt invisible in my home, surrounded by so many people. I mean, my house had so many people. And at first we grew up in a 2-bedroom apartment with 8 people. Like, I mean, it didn't dawn on me because we were all comfortable. Well, I was comfortable because I was small. But it didn't dawn on me that I'm in a 2-bedroom apartment with 8 people. But I still felt pretty small. And so in the rest of the world, like I just felt even smaller. So I'm like debating on deleting this and not using it at all. But I'm gonna stick through, and I'm gonna push through, and I'm gonna finish, and then I'll edit. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be vulnerable and I'm going to be real, and I will use or I won't use. But so you guys can see the thought process that's going on, because this is a struggle for me. Like, I've shared a little bit with some of my church family, but this is the rest of the world. Yeah, but anyways, let's move on. That's a little bit of my family background. Yeah, but me feeling invisible, I always wondered if people can actually see me, and I always felt like people couldn't see me. I just felt invisible. I felt like people always, because I was always bubbly or outgoing, and everyone always thought I had so many friends. I didn't really feel like that. I just had so many acquaintances or so many people that would crack jokes, but I actually rarely got invited to like birthday parties and stuff. I was just the cool girl at school. Well, kind of cool. I was cool with everybody, but I usually only had like maybe a handful of friends or whatever. But me being social outside of home was like my drug, because that's what made me feel like I had a sense of identity. My friends thought that I was a silly one, always outgoing, always laughing, always bubbly, always had a smile on my face, but deep down inside, like I was crushed, I was broken, I was hurting, especially a lot of the stuff that was going on in my home. Everyone's home is very dysfunctional, and everyone, for the most part, have experienced their own trauma. And so while I was going through mine, I'm sorry, like my hand's getting tired, y'all. But while I was going through, look here, Angela, look here. Okay. While I was going through my, my trauma and my baggage and things with my family, the thing that I thought what made me happy, I guess I should say, is spending time with my friends. Because if for a moment I was able to forget everything, for those few hours that I was with them, I forgot everything. I laughed, I cracked jokes, danced a little, and it was just great times. So that is what fueled me to keep going, to keep pushing forward, because it gave me something to look forward to. But nonetheless, like, none of my friends actually saw or knew that deep down inside I was burdened, and deep down inside I was broken, and I was like in bondage and just like burden. And I would go to church and it would be the same thing. Like, can you guys see me? Hello, I'm broken. I'm like hurt here. I'm just, can you see me? That's what I wanted to know. Can anybody see me? Do I matter? My close friends that I grew up with, we always throw around the, oh, we love you, girl, love you, boy, you my bestie, we like friends, we're cousins. But it's like, houseway, like, you don't even know that I'm basically dying on the inside. And even if you know some of the things that my family is going through, you don't really ask me, you don't talk to me, you're not finding out how I really am doing. So how can I really trust the friendships, or trust or know that you really do care, know that you really do love me? But bottom line, can you see me? I remember feeling just invisible literally up until maybe last year. So for 25 years of my life, I walked around this earth feeling just empty, feeling invisible, and I was fed up. I was fed up. I was angry. I grew up in the church, but enough was enough for me. So I got angry, and I tried everything to fill the void that I felt on the inside. But I was just angry at the way that certain people saw me. Some people thought that I was a mean girl, a rude girl, fill in the blank, all these negative things. But I was none of the above. I was a hurt girl. I was a hurt girl. But most importantly, I didn't know who I was. I didn't know who I was outside of a friend, outside of a daughter, outside of a sister, outside of a cousin, a niece, outside of my family, outside of school, outside of church, outside of a member of the choir, outside of a member of the praise team. Like, who am I? Who was I? Like, who is Angela? And I know a lot of, my friends and a lot of females that I know, and some guys who most likely won't open up and talk about this. But I know a lot of people suffer with the same thing of trying to figure out who they are and trying to be seen. Yeah, trying to be seen. After being fed up with feeling empty, feeling invisible, I got angry at God. And I was like, you said you're my father. You said that I was fearfully and wonderfully made. Why? You said that you love me. How? It's been 25 years and I am empty and I am lonely and nobody cares, nobody loves me. Now, I'm saying all this and it's because at the time I believed it. I have family, I have amazing family, I have amazing friends, and they show me love all the time, but because I didn't feel that for myself and I didn't believe that for myself, and I couldn't see who I was, I couldn't see what they saw, whether they saw who I am now in me long ago or whatever the case may be. The problem is that I never saw it in me. I felt like maybe someone was probably there, just a little bit, but for the most part I was like, nah, like, why am I here? Nobody, I'm invisible. Like, nobody, like, how is it possible that for 25 years of my life I can walk with such a burden on me and feel so empty and just feel so invisible? Walking through church, everyone see a smile on my face, thinking that, like, no one cares to really ask me, how are you? How are you really doing? So I struggled with that, and I remember the day perfectly. I was driving on my way home after a Wednesday night prayer meeting at my church, Miracle City, Baltimore, Maryland. Quick plug there if you're in the area, check it out. Look it up. Okay, anyways. But yeah, I was on my way home after Recharge, which is Wednesday night prayer meeting, and it was raining, pouring. I was speeding home. Matter of fact, I don't even know how I got home. Like, literally, I was not driving because I was speeding. It was pouring rain, and I was screaming in anger at God. Like, yo, like, I'm over this. I'm done with this. I don't want to feel this anymore. Like, help me. Do you see me? Do you see me? Do you see me? Do you see me? Can you see me? Do you really see me? You say that you love me. Like, what's up? Like, nobody cares about me. Nobody sees me. Like, why am I here? I was over it. And after, what I love about God is that he's so patient. And every time I'm trying not to cry. Wait a minute. But every time I share this story, I get emotional, I get teary-eyed because I was at a pretty low place in my life, feeling dead, feeling my soul felt empty. I felt like my soul was just ready, like, to give up on life. And he allowed me to yell at him. He, as in God. God allowed me to yell and curse and be angry and get it all out. And I just felt his presence there with me. I just felt as if he was in the car with me, just sitting there listening. Just taking it in and listening. And when I was done yelling, I don't think a second passed by, but one of my friends called me, Kathleen. And she doesn't usually call me. We always usually just message each other. And she called me. just to check on me. And it was like God telling me, like, I love you, and so do people. So do other people. Like, I see you. People do care about you. And that was big. And then I just remember after the conversation, like, she knew something was wrong, and she told me immediately to call her when I got home, because she could tell that I was driving. And I didn't call her because I didn't need to call her back. Well, I think maybe the next day I messaged her or something, but she doesn't know what she did for me or what God really did for me. She had no idea, no clue. But I just took that as a sign, like, God does see me, and he has put people in my life that do love me. And God speaks to me through music. So I'm riding the rest of the way home. I'm not so angry. I'm crying still, like I'm bawling. And the rain stops, and all I hear, like song after song, it's like God is speaking to me through songs. So the first song that played it was I will be with you. No, that's not how it goes. Wait a minute. That's not how it goes, but if you would only trust me, trust me, trust me. So that was one of the songs. And another song was he is jealous for me, love's like a hurricane, I am a tree bending beneath the weight of his wind and mercy. You know the rest. And all of a sudden, I'm unaware of these afflictions eclipsed by glory. And I realize just how beautiful you are and how great your affections are for me. And oh, how he loves us so. Oh, how he loves us. How he loves us. Oh. And there were some other songs that played, but you can only imagine I was boo-hooing. Like, I'm crying now, but, well, trying to hold it back. So, but you can only imagine I was boo-hooing on the way home. But that was the best thing that ever happened to me, because that day forward, I started my journey in becoming learning on who Angela Marcia Cherubin is. So, and now that I know who I am, I realize that it's not whether or not other people can see you. It's not whether or not God sees, because of course, you know, God sees you, boo-boo. Don't be thinking he don't see you. He sees you. Stop. Okay? But the real question you need to ask is not, can you see me? It's, can I see me? That's the real, nothing changed but how I saw myself. My friends were the same. They still love me. They still saw me the same. My parents, my family, they still the same. Well, my mother, the same. The only thing that was different, the only person that is different now is me. And because I see who I am outside of my family, outside of my friends, outside of my career, school, education, outside of my religion, I know who I am way deep inside. I know who I am with the hurt, past the hurt, the trauma, everything. I know who I am. I know who God has knit this woman to be, and who she is now. And because I know, I am an invisible girl no more. I don't care. I don't worry about others seeing me because I see me. And by default, because I now see me, you have no choice but to see me as well. I know who I am. I know who I am. Yeah. I am a daughter of a king. And he loves me very, very, very much. So, long story short, if you're feeling invisible, I implore you, I encourage you to get to find out who that girl or who that boy or man and woman, who you are truly on the inside, outside of your career, outside of your family, outside of what people may perceive you to be. Who do you say you are? A lot of times we always ask, who do people think, say, we're like, what you think? Don't worry about what others people say or think of you. No, who are you? Who do you think you are? Who do you know that you are? And if you can't answer that, and you're feeling very neglected, and you're feeling very invisible, I implore you to go and take a journey. Get to know yourself, and that's exactly what I did. I think it was like 40 days, 40 nights, and I changed my phone number. Nobody had it except for my family, like my household family, and maybe 2 or 3 friends that I knew, like, if I really needed them at the moment to pray for me, they would. But I didn't really contact them or talk to them like, hey, how's your day going? No, I only contacted them so that they can keep me lifted in prayer and keep me accountable to my mission to get closer to God and get closer to myself. And now that I know who I am, yes, I'm an extrovert, but this girl right here loves to hang out with herself. And that's because I know who I am, and I'm no longer afraid to do those things, like go to the movies by myself, restaurants and stuff like that. I was able to overcome my trauma. I was able to overcome the fears that I have. I mean, not to say that I'm all dandy and I don't have insecurities or anything, but I know what they are, and when they start to arise, I know how to deal with it. And it helps me, now that I love myself more, I'm able to love other people a lot more and a lot better. So yeah, I will try to upload some more videos about the things that God placed on my heart. I have a few more episodes that God has already given me, and I plan to put them up at least once a week. So I hope you listen. I hope this helps somebody out there, helps someone to start their journey to becoming whole, to becoming visible, and to knowing their true self, and to fight and battle through everything that life has thrown at them. Because life gonna throw you some curveballs, all right? But hang in there. Thanks for listening if you watched this whole thing. And yeah, I look forward to doing more videos. All right, I guess, what do they say? Like, comment, share, all of that. But thanks, guys. Bye.